personnel engaged in building up China's national defenses, as well as...
This is another victory for Mao Zedong's thought. The final decisive battle will be one of close combat at 100 or 200 meters. At that time, it will depend on who is tougher, who can take a position, who can hold it, who dares to see red on his bayonet. We have the spiritual atomic bomb, which is impossible for the enemy to acquire, and we also have the material atomic bomb. No enemy can defeat it. If the imperialists dare to impose war on our head,
the Chinese have made extraordinary advances in this century. When the first aeroplane appeared in the sky over China, it was still a feudal state, ruled by a dragon emperor. It is difficult to realize how far their understanding of science has come in the last 75 years. Great efforts still have to be made to convince the average Chinese that practical science is not essentially foreign. Here, students are being acclimatized to the altitudes of Tibet. That sort of science has a clear purpose. But the Cultural Revolution is hard to forget. For 10 years, clever people were pilloried. Many of them still take care not to appear too clever today. And what was once the pride of China, the world's first civil service, has become a vast bureaucracy that's proving difficult to cut back. Red tape in the world of science is enormous. It's impossible to get rid of senior people, even if they're incompetent. China's greatest hope lies in its teachers. Only they can persuade the young to believe in science and not to be too careful and cynical. Happily, China has a great tradition of respect for teachers. That respect has lasted 1,500 years at the Songyang Academy. For 1,300 years, China has had a centralized examination system. Today, in addition, the syllabus and timetable for every school are handed down from Beijing. What they teach in China is certainty. The Chinese say, have always said, that you only learn something by reciting it or doing it over and over again until suddenly you understand it. A student of wushu or kung fu is taught to learn by imitating, by doing. Only then, eventually, will he feel the vital energy of the universe, qi, running through his body. Watch it, then do it, then understand. Here at the Temple of Shaolin, the art of Kung Fu was first practiced. It is still being taught in the same way, still being perfected. Outside the Temple of Shaolin are the gravestones of the monks who have taught Kung Fu over the past 5 centuries. They are still revered for their wisdom. It is impossible to tell whether the long history of Chinese thought, of ancient beliefs in qi or yin and yang, of deep respect for the teacher, whether all this will make it easier or harder for them to cope with the problems of the future. But it is clear that their understanding of life on Earth is still profoundly influenced by their history.
The material on this video cassette is protected by copyright. It is for private use only, and any other use, including copying, reproducing, or performance in public, in whole or in part, is prohibited by law.